Welcome to the decoding of the Bible. What a beautiful book. I'm deeply impressed what blueprint for a successful life is hidden in the Bible. What is right in front of our eyes since thousands of years, and we simply can't see it because, yes, the Bible is written a little bit old school, a little bit complicated, and I think hidden on purpose. For a simple reason. If they would give us a blueprint how to live a life of abundance, you know what would happen? They would have burned it. They would have burned it completely and would have never enabled any copy to survive. But hidden, you have to take a closer look. That's what we're going to do. Genesis 15. God speaks to Abraham in a vision. First time ever. Normally, he just hears his voice. Now he hears and sees a vision. And he says, "Fear not, I am your shield, your exceeding reward." What does that mean? Fear not. We should not be afraid. We should not be afraid. This is a message we should write down daily, guys. How many times you were worried? How many times you were worried about future and different things? I am your shield, not only physically, mentally. This is in combination with fear not. You are safe. Don't worry. I am your reward. And I'm your reward, not money, not success. No, the alignment with God. And what did Abraham say? Abraham replied, "Well, nice promise, but I don't have any children. And so all I build is for nothing because I don't have anybody of my own flesh to inherit." Well, Abraham, God just gave you a really great promise, but he's doubting it. He's doubting it because he's worried, because he's bothered by either my wife Sarai cannot get any children. And God is very patient with him. Instead of saying, "You fool, what are you thinking?" No, he's not like that. He says, "Go outside, look at the stars, and try to count them. The stars you see will be the children you're gonna have." So God literally forces Abraham to actively visualize abundance. And once again, the Bible teaches us visualization. We have to see it, we have to visualize it, we have to imagine it. Then we have to believe it, and then we're gonna achieve. Abraham believed him. He said, "Yep, I believe that." And by the way, faith is a mental agreement with your future self. If you believe something, it's a mental agreement with your future self. But Genesis 15:7, what happens there? Abraham just said, "I believe you," but God senses a little kind of a doubt. So God tries to empower his statement, and he says, "I'm the God who brought you out of Chaldeans to give you this land." So God ties a future promise to his past proof. And we should ask ourselves that as well. We should ask ourselves, when did God us rewarded us? When did God gift us? Let's remember all the gifts from the past that we have received. And that should help us to look forward to a bright future of abundance. Because look in your past, you had so many gifts. Why are you doubting? And Genesis 15:8. Abraham doubts again. Well, it's a back and forth with him, you know. So this is very human, by the way, very, very typical human. And he said, "Oh God, oh Lord, how shall I know?" And God levels up. God levels up and says, "Okay, we do a convenient. An ancient convenient is where you cut animals in two pieces and then you walk through the pieces. And this is like a binding legal contract. This is a full on commitment. It stands for if you break this commitment, you will be cut in half like the animals. So this is a big thing, very, very serious. And God let him do that and expresses very, very clear. This is no joke. This is not a hope. This is a commitment, a promise. And as he does it, the birds coming because they want to eat the dead animals, And that shows as well. Birds come down as the contract is sealed, and that equals enemies. That equals doubt, distraction, scrolling on timelines and social media. Whenever there's something big coming, you get distracted. Don't let yourself distract. Abraham just scares him away, and that you guys have no business here to attend to. And Genesis 13, God tells him as well, your descendant will be oppressed as slaves for 400 years. So success is sometimes not a shortcut. Success is not a straight line. Sometimes it's get hard, but that doesn't take away the bright future, because then later it says in Genesis 15:14, afterwards they will have great possessions. So he promised literally a great future, but it will take a while and it will be a hard time. And means the hard years are preparing for a transition to something bigger. Sometimes when you go through a hardship, it makes you grow and it prepares you for something even bigger. And the whole chapter 15 shows sometimes belief is not enough. That's why God forced him into this convenient, a binding agreement, a total commitment instead of just belief. You can believe or you can be fully committed. Game changer. Because you believe, and when you seal it like a contract, it becomes your identity. Let me give you an example. I'm trying to get fit. That's hope. I will be strong. That's motivation. I act like the athlete I am. That's commitment. And destiny switches from hope to a locked path with no exit doors. One more time, we show how God switches to 100% agreement, to 100% commitment, to one all in or nothing. And that is how we should live life. We should live it fully hearted, with fully commitment, and you should switch from hope to a convenient. Means you should identify as the person that you want to become. I repeat it one more time. You should identify as the person you want to become. You have to be the person first to achieve the goal of this person. This is really deep. Let's remember this. I'm trying to get fit. I will be strong, or I act like an athlete. And you're not an athlete if you're overweight, but you have to act like one. You have to identify yourself as an athlete, and then results will follow. Great book with a lot of secrets. I hope, I know not a lot of people watching this because it's the Bible and I don't know. But I try to translate it for you guys, to decode it into something tangible where you said, oh my God, that helps me for my daily life. Any comment, any follow, subscription, or whatever support uh, encourages me to do more, to go further, to go deeper, and decode even more of this beautiful book.